Had a great day here in Devil's Lake for the Pioneer Enlist Executive Plot Tour. Just keep in mind we're going to be in Fessenden tomorrow, and we'll be continuing in Pingree and Amenia as the week progresses. We've got Carl and Brendan Jensen with us from Jensen Seed at Pekin. First of all, good to have you here. It's good to be out and about again.
Yeah, thank you, Don. Good to see you.
Let's talk about this crop in your immediate area. Brendan, how are things shaping up?
They're pretty dry out there. Some areas have gotten some rain, but there's also been some storms that have rolled through, so I think everybody could appreciate another shot, though.
Yeah, it is amazing when you drive around really looking at corn, how well things are holding up.
Yeah, it is. I kind of wonder what the corn is surviving on, because our subsoil's been pretty depleted for a long time. So our real last meaningful rain we had was July 28th of last year. Wow. So we've lived on probably 2 inches of moisture this spring and not a lot of snow. So a lot of people are complaining about the crop in the area, and it's not the greatest one, but there's a lot worse crop in the area too. So keep our fingers crossed we can catch some more rain here shortly, and keep at least the beans and the corn having some good potential for us.
Yeah, that's amazing. Beans, how are they looking, Brendan?
They're hanging in there, but they're pretty short, so who knows what we'll get this fall, but hopefully we catch some rains and the pods fill and be surprised.
Probably look a little tired by the end of the day with this heat we've been seeing.
Well, yeah, probably.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, you learned a lot here at this tour?
Yeah, it was interesting with all the additive that we can do with the Enlist traits and how easy it is to insert it into the existing bean lineup. Yeah, I think it'll be the trend of the future coming.
That's fantastic. Again, talking to Carl and Brendan Jensen from Pekin. We're going to pull Lee into the mix here. Lee is from the Lakota area, Lee Dahl. Give me a snapshot. What's your crop looking like?
Well, similar story throughout the territory as far as our dryness goes, but overall, I think there's some areas that have hit some rain, so some of the later seeded and later planted crops do have some good potential if we continue to get rainfall like they'd mentioned. The earlier maturity stuff and the earlier seeded crop is not as great, and there's a little bit more moisture issues there, but overall there's some later canola seed in our area that looks pretty nice, and there's some bean potential left in the area. There's a lot of pinto beans that look pretty decent too, so one nice thing about the dry year is if the crop's not growing tremendously, neither are the weeds. So some of that weed pressure has been off this year. So
we're really talking weeds today with some of the resistance issues and those kind of things. How does this Enlist and the E3 technology fit into that mix?
Well, it gives guys rotation ability with different crops, whether it's pulse crops or whether it's all glyphosate crops. Gives us a different definition of crop standards as far as being able to tank mix and flexibility, and just gives growers something different to use other than just glyphosate on their farm. If they're not a canola farm using Liberty today, it gives them an option to use something different.
And this 2,4-D choline's different than what we may think of as a 2,4-D.
Absolutely. You know, the different formulation gives growers the ability to use something that's safer for the crop. It's safer for the user so that it's not so, it doesn't provide as much antagonism as a dicamba genetic as a dicamba does, and it also allows the user to not be quite as worried about what their neighbors are planting. So
you're pretty excited about what's still to come as far as genetics in this E3 lineup?
I am. You know, at the end of the day, there's a lot of progress that's been made over the last 10 years on the Enlist genetics, and we're finally starting to get some down the pipeline with Pioneer to where we've got some really exciting things moving forward.
Good deal. Thanks, Lee.
Thanks.
Lee Dahl with us again from the Lakota area, and we're talking to the folks from Pekin as well, Jensen Seed Farm. Again, we're at the Enlist Executive Plot Tour going on in Devil's Lake. Again, we'll be in Fessenden tomorrow. We'll be in Pingree on Thursday and Amenia on Friday. I'm Don Wick on the Red River Farm Network.